All right, class, we are going to finish up our discussion of modal auxiliaries. And today we're going to talk about 5 different modal auxiliaries. And we talked about a few of them before in the previous lessons. So make sure you write your name at the top. And we're going to look at these. We talked about may before. May means you have permission, right? You're asking for permission. May I use the restroom? May I have $1 million from you? May I borrow some money from you? Probably not $1 million. All right. And then the next one we have is should, right? And we talked about should before. We talked about should and would. Should means that the action should probably ought to happen. Must means the action absolutely needs to happen. Can we talked about in the first lesson. That means somebody has the ability to do an action. And will is a form of the future tense. Okay, so we're going to circle the correct modal auxiliary. And this little think bubble is pretty amazing. It says, which modal auxiliary helps express my idea clearly, right? Because sometimes you can use two. Some of the modal auxiliaries are close enough together, like would and should are really close together. But you have to look at which auxiliary expresses your idea perfectly, right? Because they're not the same, they're slightly different. So you have to figure out which one works best for what you're saying or what you're writing. All right, so we're going to circle the modal auxiliary in parentheses that clearly expresses the idea in the sentence. Here we go. Let's see if we can figure out the right one. We'll try out both of them. Today our teacher told us that we may write our term papers on Antarctica. Today our teacher told us that we must write our term papers on Antarctica. So the teacher's telling them, right? She's not giving them an option, right? If you're giving somebody an option, you would say may, right? Because that's giving somebody a permission or giving them an option. She's kind of telling them that they all have to write their term papers on the same topic, right? So I'm going to circle must because she's not really giving them a choice, right? She's telling them, kind of like I made you write a report about California. You must write your report about California. All right, question or problem number 2. You all do research at the library or online, so use whichever you prefer. Ooh, there's the word prefer in there. Our teacher said, right? It's not told, it's said. So you all will do research at the library or online, so use whichever you prefer. You all can do research at the library or online, so use whichever you prefer. I think can is the language of prefer, right? Can is the language of prefer. All right. Everyone should choose a specific topic and begin researching by Tuesday. She advised. Advised means to kind of nag somebody, tell somebody. Everyone will choose a specific topic and begin searching by Tuesday. She's advising them, so I would think that it would be this ought to happen. So I'm thinking should sounds better because she's giving them advice and telling them you should do this, right? All right, problem number 4. According to the assignment sheet, we can write about the weather, the land, or the animals in Antarctica. According to the assignment sheet, we may write about, this is choice, right? Choices. We may write about the weather, the land, or the animals in Antarctica. I'm seeing a lot of choices. So I'm going to pick may, because may is the language of choice or permission, right? All right, let's look at this last one. Write a modal auxiliary on the line that best expresses the idea. So now we have 5 choices. Yikes. Let's try our best. I even have to, this is even difficult for me to tell these apart. To do my best on this report, I find a topic I want to learn about. So, to do my best on this report, I may find a topic I want to learn about. I don't think permission is involved there. To do my best on this report, I should find a topic I want to learn about. That's a little half-hearted, right? Yeah, you should. Must. To do my best on this report, I must find a topic. I would say must. I must. And I think should could be second choice, right? In a pinch, you could say should. But if you want to do your best, best is kind of the key word there. So must kind of goes with best, right? You must try your best to be the best. So, but should could maybe squeeze in there. That's second choice. If must weren't there, we could pick should. Tomorrow I ask whether I may write about scientific expeditions to Antarctica. Tomorrow I may ask, well, you may ask anything anytime, right? If you're at school, school is about asking questions. So I don't think you have to ask permission. I don't think may is really a good choice there. I should ask whether I may write. It could be should. I must ask whether I may write about scientific expeditions to Antarctica. Hi. Hello. I closed the door because there was some loud hijinks outside. Hijinks.
That's a good word.
Tomorrow I can ask whether I may write. I don't think can is right either. So far, and then will. Tomorrow I will ask. Ooh, that actually sounds best. Tomorrow I will ask whether I may write about scientific expeditions. Thank you. All right. So I feel like they're a difficult thing. They're very subtle uses of grammar, and I'm pretty sure that when you're in 5th grade next year that our reading program will cover them again as a review to remind you, because they are very, very subtle and not very distinct, and so it's difficult to use the right one. Usually we use the right one when we're speaking. Most of us use the right ones when we're speaking, but when we're writing, sometimes that's where we mess up and use the wrong ones, the wrong modal auxiliary. So I hope this introduced you to modal auxiliaries. You've probably never seen them. Well, you've seen them before, but you didn't know that they were called modal auxiliaries, right? And that's what they are. So hopefully this helped you a little bit. Thanks for joining me.